Welcome to another edition of Impact Wrestling Review. There's a lot of news to cover, but I'm going to cover that sort of at the end of the show. There's a lot of talk. Hang on a minute, we've got a bit of the end of the show. Bit of lag. Hang on, there we go, sorted. Sorry about that. So there's a lot to cover about Impact, and then after I've talked about the Impact show, I'm going to cover the latest news, which has just come out about the new signing to the Knockouts division. So let's get into it. About the show was on the 15th of September, as it always is in Orlando, Florida. We saw the Stars show starting opening with the Broken Matt Hardy recapping last week's Delete or Decay. He was basically trying to regenerate Brother Nero, which I'm actually going to play a little bit of clip of. I can't get the video through, but I just want you to listen to what Jeff Hardy says after he's reincarnated. Okay, that's not going to come through. There's a clip here that... Right. Okay, that's... Put that one down to technology. I'll see if I can... quickly find a clip on YouTube of it, because the clip there didn't work. Don't you love it when you actually have technical issues? That's why I was running a bit late today, because we have technical issues. So let's just put Brother Nero. But what I'm doing is I will announce on the Raw review tomorrow, we will have Greg, formerly one of the co-hosts of The Bros, actually coming to join us to go through Raw and everything else. So I've been trying to get hold of him quite a few times now, and he's been very busy. So he's free now, so he's going to be coming on. See, YouTube doesn't like me at the minute because YouTube's not actually coming out with. Actually, if I just put the Lake of Reincarnation, and then that should give me it. Unless the WWE's tried to copy another TNA angle and they've got their own version. Right, here we go. Now listen to what Jeff Hardy says, which I found quite interesting. I thought,
this is the darkest day in the history of House Hardy. My entire platoon nearly destroyed. Rebecca, emotionally traumatized. King Maxwell nearly abducted. Brother Nero was mutilated. Senor Benjamin kidnapped. And Vanguard 1 is missing. These people are more to me than just a family. They are my magic. They are House Hardy.
I will lift you out of this chair with wheels, and I will walk you into the lake of reincarnation. I will ask the seven deities to regenerate your mortal body, your deadly wounds, because I need the nefarious Brother Nero on my side and healthy and strong in the great war.
I know it hurts, but come with me. The seven deities will assist you.
They will help you. I am going to submerge you in the lake of reincarnation, and I ask the seven deities, I plead with the seven deities to regenerate your mortal flesh.
so he was going about to put Jeff Hardy into the lake. Now listen when he comes out of the lake, of the way he acts and what he says.
The champ is back.
You can't see me.
So he says, the champ is back, you can't see me. Obviously a dig at John Cena, but, which I found really good, they've sort of done it as the druggy Jeff Hardy. You know, when that incident where he was on drugs, the match was awful, and then he got walked out by security. people who don't know, this was back in the Immortal days, because they've got Jeff Hardy in the purple shirt, the tie. You know, after he says the John Cena bit, he's sitting there smoking a cigarette. But the bit that left me confused about this is, why is he quoting John Cena when they're making him look like the druggy Jeff Hardy? I can't really work that one out. You know, if anybody else knows why or works that out, you know, please post in the chat section. But to me, like I said, I couldn't work that one out. And then there was a bit more after that.
Party's broken future is embrangled. It's unpredictable. It's inevitable. You can't decay unless you're deceased.
Never! That's not the incarnation I needed! Yes! This is the reincarnation I needed! The nefarious Brother Nero!
Decay! I will render you obsolete! Obsolete! Delete! Obsolete! Delete! Obsolete! Delete! Obsolete!
See, I know people are quite liking this angle, but the couple of things that confuse me is TNA have been very about realism. You know, we're keeping this realistic. We're making people be real. But then they made the Hardys go in this direction, being in a gimmick. You know, nothing that, you know, the whole stick they're doing now, we know it will never ever be real. So to me, it sort of mixes what TNA says. You know, they says we're about realism, we're about athletes, and then we do something that's so unrealistic. But forgetting realism, you know, I don't know if it's going too long or it's just getting stupid now. I don't know. I'm very on the fence of it. I did used to be a fan, but now I'm not sure. But love, you know, post your feedback in the comments. I'd like to see your opinion. Then after that statement, we went inside the Impact Zone, where TNA champion Lashley introduced himself, and then he starts bragging about the injured EC3. And what I found quite interesting, Grado, one of my favourites, comes down and interrupts Lashley and calls him a coward. Now, I don't know if they're trying to give Grado a push, because they seem to have dropped the comedy side with him. You know, he used to come out, I don't care about anything, let's have a laugh. And so I don't know what they were trying to do by pushing him to Lashley, but, you know, we'll find out in the next couple of weeks if it leads to anything. But then Grado got, you know, he took the spear, and he said no one in TNA can beat him. Moose comes out, starts brawling with Lashley, and challenges Lashley to a match later tonight. And then we find out Lashley, you know, we go to a clip with Lashley backstage, and he turns down the challenge. Now, I'm really looking forward for Lashley versus Moose. Even though Moose is quite a new addition to TNA, I could see Moose taking the title and being crowned the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. It's sort of, to me, anybody else, the way they've built Lashley up, Moose is the only one that can take him down. It would be, you know, no one else can step up to Lashley's level the way they've built him at the minute. And after that, we saw the first round of the Grand Championship Tournament with Aaron Rex against Trevor Lee. See, this is a match where they made Trevor Lee look quite weak to me. I would have rather had it level pegging, you know, because then you're not pulling anything away from Trevor Lee, because he's a hell of an athlete. You know, in the X Division, he's amazing. You know, and there's not much difference between Aaron Rex and Trevor Lee. You know, I'd have liked to see more of an even battle, because to me in this, it made Aaron Rex look like he was the better man, and it made Trevor Lee look like a jobber, in my opinion. But it came with Aaron Rex getting the win, hitting him with this running, spinning fist punch. Well, at the minute we don't know if that's his finisher or if that's just one of his moves, but we'll have to wait on and see this. We went back to Broken Matt Hardy as he was looking for Vanguard 1 and then puts his hands over it and reincarnates Vanguard 1 and then sends Vanguard 1 to search for Benjamin. I'm going to cover a bit more about the Benjamin bit, the way I would have played it in a minute. Right, Maria played a Hall of Fame package for Gail Kim. Gave her a present, which was a picture of Maria, and saying that's all you're getting. Basically treating Gail Kim like crap. Dixie Carter shows up, but I notice now they're actually calling her chairman, and reminds Maria that she's not in control while she holds the title. And she also announced that there was going to be a gauntlet for the number one contender who will face Maria at Bound for Glory. Then we had Braxton Sutter versus Rockstar Spud in an exposed turnbuckle empty arena match. I really like this match. You know, there's some people that have complained and moaned about it, but I'm like, the last time we saw this was Mankind. Was it Mankind and The Rock? Correct me if I'm wrong. In an empty arena match. I quite enjoyed the match. I think they could have made it go on longer. I would have liked to see Rockstar Spud get more of a fight back, and I would have liked to see them both bloodied up. But it was a good match, you know. Like I said, I wish it was longer. Brian Saxstar got the win when Rockstar Spud was thrown and went and hit his mouth. It looked like his mouth on the top turnbuckle, and then you saw blood coming out of his mouth. Now, the way the angles and all the cameras were shot on that was brilliant. Right, back to the Hardys. There was a video showing of Vanguard 1 finding Benjamin. See, what I would have done here, I would have done it as Vanguard couldn't find Benjamin. That's the way I would have done it. And then, because build up to that, I would have had Matt Hardy, Jeff, Rebecca in the ring saying, calling Decay out, where is Senor Benjamin? And then see them in like a dark room or something like that, in a dark decaying place, where they're with Senor Benjamin, and saying you can't get him back, and use him as ransom. That's the way they could have gone with that, but obviously they didn't. So what they did is a video showing of Vanguard 1 finding Senor Benjamin. Broken Matt informed Benjamin to prepare the weapons and the House of Hardy for Bound for Glory. So they're going to probably do a delete free at the Hardy compound for the titles, for the way this is looking. Which, the way I would do that is I would do it at the Hardy compound, and then I'll do a bit of a car chase. I know they've got to be careful roads and that. I know they can't because it's Carolina, and yeah, no, that won't work. Try to use my imagination of them going from the Hardy compound to Impact Zone, but if the Impact's not in Carolina, it won't work. But anyway, going back to this, Broken Matt and Broken Nero and Rebby are in the ring. Decay comes out. Matt challenges them to a match at Bound for Glory and dubs it the Great War. And then a brawl breaks out between the House Hardys and Decay. Not really much to cover that, but it was actually nice to see actually Rebecca gave Rosemary a twist of fate. So I wonder if them two are going to have a match down the line. Gail Kim, Jade, and we saw the debut of Lauren Van Ness. Don't know why they've gone with Van Ness on the name, but Serena, Marty Bell, Raquel, and Madison Rayne. Now, a lot of people have been saying we haven't about not seeing Madison Rayne on TV a lot. I think I'm correct in saying this, that she actually took over the place of Christine Hemme and running in the knockouts backstage. I think that's the role she does now, and that's why she's not on TV a lot. It was a good match. Ali wanted to be in the match, but that's when Maria told her she's not, and we saw Lauren go in. It was a good women's match, actually. Madison Rayne went out first, and then we saw a lot of battles. You know, it didn't make anybody look weak. Everybody looked on level playing field, and it was just a good match. But the winner of the match was Gail Kim, so we're going to see Gail Kim and Maria at the Bound for Glory for the Knockouts Championship. Then we saw another round of the Grand Championship with Eddie Edwards versus Mahamo Shearer. See, they're really not doing anything with Shearer at the minute, are they? We've seen a couple of matches with Shearer and Grado, but it seems, what's the best word? Like, creative have nothing for you. It seems like they don't know what to do with him. Eddie Edwards got the win. There's nothing really to say about that match. And then we saw Bobby Lashley and Moose fighting again. See, I don't know what that's going to lead to, because... Oh, sorry, I missed a bit out. Saw them fighting. We saw EC3 come out. We saw... I can't remember his name now. I can't believe I've just gone mind blank. Miracle, I'm just going to call him Miracle. We saw Miracle come out. Mike Bennett. Saw them battling as well. All four of them sort of battling. But it was quite... But to me, it's like, where are you going to lead with this? You know, the way they've built that, it was like Moose really wanted Bobby Lashley, but we know EC3 Bobby Lashley, and we know Moose is taking on Miracle. So, I don't know. I did find the show worse this week. It's... It's just, I don't know, it just seems like they're very predictable at the minute and everything else, and it's just... Another thing that's doing my head in, I want to cover this up, is the rumour that WWE are buying TNA. They have said this for years. People have said, oh, TNA are going to do this, WWE are buying that. It's bullshit. I can't believe some people are starting to believe this stuff. If it doesn't come out of WWE or it doesn't come out from TNA, then don't believe it. There is so much media crap, it's unreal. If there's no evidence, no proof, then don't believe it. Simple as. There was something else I was going to say about tonight. Let me just quickly check through the notes. Right. This is a comment. This is what I want people to know. Does sci-fi belong in wrestling with the whole Hardys? The way they're doing with that at the minute. Okay, please post in the comments, tweet us, you know, any way you want, you can. We want to know, is it too much now? Have they sort of gone over the line with it? Except for that, I want to cover TNA's new signing. TNA officially announced today that former WWE announcer Brandy Rhodes is in the knockout division. Now, I don't know if she's been training to wrestle or anything like that, but all we know at the minute is she's signed. But is Cody coming? There has been some stories that have been saying Cody is coming to TNA and doing Ring of Honor as well. I did ask a comment on Rhodes' official Facebook, but I didn't get an answer from him, but I got a comment from someone else, a person that likes his page, which was, just loading that up now, because I said this quite early on. Right, so this is what she said that came out of his Twitter, where when I said, "Are you joining TNA or in talks?" Person comment put side booking between TNA and Ring of Honor, yes, via his Twitter. So there's obviously something that came out on his Twitter that I've missed, where he's doing side bookings with TNA and Ring of Honor. So we're obviously going to see Cody Rhodes in a TNA ring. But I think that's everything for today's podcast. We have got Greg Thomas joining us on tomorrow's Raw review, and covering everything Raw and everything else. I don't know if anybody's going to be joining us for the Smackdown one, but we'll let you know via Twitter. So this has been Slamdown Podcast. Don't forget, you can always contact us at Slamdown PC, or you can go to slamdown.co.uk on our official website. So I want to thank to everybody listening, and we'll see you tomorrow with Raw Review.